Welcome to part 25 of our series, Secrets of Glessner House. Today, we are going inside the cold closet, one of the few unrestored spaces in the house, to reveal its original design and to talk a bit about how the Glessners would have obtained their ice. The use of ice to keep food cold goes back thousands of years. The earliest documented use recorded on this 18th century BC cuneiform tablet from the city of Turka in present-day Syria. The traditional type of icebox with which we are familiar became common in the United States during the 1800s with the development of ice harvesting. The walls and door would be lined with zinc or tin and then packed with insulation such as sawdust, cork, or charcoal. During the winter months, ice would be harvested from lakes and rivers in the colder portions of the U.S. and stored for use throughout the year. It was a laborious process, as the ice was usually 1 to 2 feet thick. The ice would then be stored in ice houses, well-insulated structures that would enable the ice to last until the following winter. American ice was also shipped around the world, as far away as India. The history of ice harvesting in Chicago began in 1839 with Alson Sherman, an early mayor of Chicago, who came into a quantity of ice which he stored and sold to residents. The location of his first ice house, marked with the blue star, was a modest log structure built into a sand dune along Lake Michigan north of Madison Street. Within a few years, he built a more substantial brick ice house on the north branch of the Chicago River near Kinzie Street, shown by the red star. In the 1890s, Sherman noted that the river, quote, was not the rank, filthy stream it has since become, unquote. By the early 1850s, the business evolved into James P. Smith and Company. An article from 1875 noted that the company owned 15 ice houses with a total capacity of 150 million pounds of ice. The ice was harvested in Wisconsin at Fond du Lac and Williams Bay, and in Illinois at Batavia and in the Calumet River. The largest operation was at the southwest end of Lake Calumet, shown here, which would have been immediately south of the town of Pullman. Smith maintained a huge ice house on the 1500 block of South Indiana Avenue, shown here in 1886. The site of Smith's residence on Michigan Avenue is shown in red. The ice house was just 3 blocks north of the site of Glessner House, so it is highly likely that Smith supplied ice to the Glessners. This assumption is reinforced by this photo taken about 1890, showing the intersection of Prairie Avenue and 18th Street. The Pullman Mansion is shown at right. Glessner House would be just off the photo to the left. A Smith ice truck is clearly seen turning off of Prairie onto 18th Street. Horse-drawn wagons with insulated carriages would be used to deliver the ice. The icemen would use iron ice tongs to carry the ice, individual blocks weighing up to 50 pounds. On the right, we see a pair of ice tongs as displayed in the Glessner cold closet. To request ice, homeowners would hang a card in their window. The number shown at the top of the card would indicate how much ice was needed, ranging from 25 to 100 pounds. Not surprisingly, the largest amount of ice was used in the summer months. This is a list showing the prices for ice charged in 1889. Smith is one of many companies listed at the bottom, which would agree to set a fixed price for ice each year. This is a bill from the Knickerbocker Ice Company for May 1896 for the Glessner's neighbor, Frederick Otis. It shows he used 1,425 pounds of ice during the month, just under 50 pounds a day. James P. Smith sold his company to Knickerbocker in 1898 and retired from the ice business. Now, let's take a look inside the Glessner's cold closet, accessed from the dry pantry through this massive oak door. The floor plan of the kitchen wing of the house shows the cold closet, marked with a blue star, located far from the range, keeping the hot and cold parts of the kitchen as far apart as possible. The dimensions of the cold closet were 6 by 8 feet, or 48 square feet in total. Architect H. Richardson asked the Lorillard Refrigerator Company to prepare the plan for the cold closet. This is the first plan, which was not ultimately used. Lorillard, founded in 1877 in New York, had a local office in Chicago by the time the Glessner House was built. Lorillard refrigerators were considered the best that money could buy. Advertisements such as this one from 1915 regularly listed prominent clients, including William Vanderbilt, J.P. Morgan, and the Plaza and Astor hotels in New York City. The second plan for the cold closet is believed to be very close to how it was actually constructed. 4 white marble shelves, 1 inch thick, were installed around 3 sides of the room. They were 12 inches deep, providing more than 70 square feet of shelf space. To the right was the ice window, through which ice would be delivered. A narrow window to the left could be opened in cold weather, helping to prolong the life of the ice. The materials called for were the same as can be seen today in the adjacent dry pantry and kitchen: white glazed brick on the walls, a soapstone finish on the ceiling, and encaustic tiles for the floor. This diagram shows the original ice window and the tin basin beneath, which would hold the blocks of ice. The basin had a specially designed rack at the bottom, detailed at the left, which would collect the water from the melting ice and then direct it into a pipe that would discharge the water into the basement below. The opening of the ice window appears to have been covered over with a series of hanging leather strips. The leather would seal the opening, but provide easy access for the iceman. This concept is still widely used today for large walk-in freezers and cold rooms, although vinyl is used in place of leather, as seen on the right. The Glessner's iceman would arrive on the 18th Street side of the house and enter through the male servant's door, notable for its 6 panes of distinctive bullseye glass, a favorite of Richardson. The iceman would then walk up the stairs to the ice window, located at the landing. The ice window was removed in the 1940s when the house was occupied by the Lithographic Technical Foundation and replaced by a full-size door to provide access between the house and coach house. The foundation took the door originally installed between the dining room and butler's pantry and put it into the cold closet. When the dining room was restored in the 1970s, the door was returned to its original location, and a modern door was installed in the cold closet. We are now looking inside the cold closet towards the south wall, with its narrow double-hung window. What is surprising is that we do not see glazed brick, but 3-inch wide oak tongue and groove paneling. Originally, it would not have been painted, but varnished, like the wood paneling we saw a moment ago in the iceman's stairway. It is not known when the Glessners added the paneling to the 4 walls and the ceiling, but it was not installed when the house was built. The south windowsill and jamb were both clearly extended several inches when the paneling was added. This was probably done to improve the efficiency of the cold closet, as insulation is tightly packed into the void between the paneling and the original glazed brick. There were originally 4 marble shelves in the cold closet, as marked in this photo. When the Printing Foundation added the door to this room in the 1940s, they also painted the paneling white and added 3 more shelves. At a later time, part of the room was painted again, this time in dark brown. The chronology is clearly visible on the walls, with portions of the original varnished wood, the white paint, and the brown paint all still visible. When the ice window was replaced by the full-size door in the 1940s, the paneling on the north wall was removed in its entirety. The original glazed brick, which is presumably still in place behind the wood paneling on the other walls, can be seen on this side of the room. The floor tile was also apparently removed at this time, and the wood subfloor patched. The cold closet has been maintained in its unrestored state, although an accurate, partial restoration could be undertaken in the future. That concludes this installment of Secrets. We hope you have enjoyed learning more about the ice industry in Chicago and how the Glessner's cold closet would have appeared and functioned. Tune in next time when another secret will be revealed.